तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदिव्याच विसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। Srimad Bhagavatam in the 12th canto, chapter 12, text 50 of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12:50. Very beautifully Shukadeva Goswami, when he's speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, he gives 5 benefits or 5 qualities or 5 characteristics or 5 attributes of Harikatha. We say we have all assembled to hear about Harikatha, but what is this Harikatha and what are the attributes or what are the characteristics that Harikatha has? So very beautifully Shukadeva Goswami says, please repeat. Tadaiva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Tadaiva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Tadaiva shashvat manaso mahotsavan. Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam. Yad uttama shloka yasho nugiyate. Shloka yasho nugiyate. Very beautifully Shukadeva Goswami says, Tadaiva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. This Srimad Bhagavatam has 5 qualities. What are these 5 qualities? First, Tadaiva. Eva in Sanskrit means indeed. Indeed, this Harikatha has a few qualities. First, Tadaiva Ramyam. Ramyam, Ramanam. We say Radha Raman. Raman means attractive. This Srimad Bhagavatam is attractive to the ears. Tadaiva Ramyam. The first quality of Srimad Bhagavatam or Harikatha is Tadaiva Ramyam. Indeed, it is very attractive to the ear. Second, Ruchiram. This Srimad Bhagavatam is palatable. Pibata Bhagavata. It can be drunk by anyone. Whether someone is young, someone is middle-aged, someone is old, male, female, Indian, American, irrespective of caste, creed, race, gender, even religion. Whoever wants to drink this nectar can very easily drink it. Why? Because it is palatable. So what is the first quality of Harikatha? It is attractive. Tadaiva Ramyam. It is attractive. The second quality of Harikatha is Ruchiram, which means it is palatable. Third, Navam Navam. It is ever fresh. Krishna's pastimes are ever fresh. It's the same Damodar Leela. It's the same Mother Yashoda. It's the same Krishna. It is the same binding of Sri Krishna. But still every Kartik, when we hear that same pastime, it gives so much happiness. When Kartik starts, devotees are so eager. All the months are glorious, but naturally when Kartik month starts, Mangalarti full attendance, Bhagavatam full attendance, chanting more than 16. People are fired up. The month has so much power potency that it just charges up completely. So the point is, it's the same pastime, but still every time we hear it, it's ever fresh. The more we hear it, the more we understand how much less we know about Damodar Leela. When we take into account the commentaries of predecessor acharyas, every time we hear this pastime, some newer and newer and newer aspects keep rising. The flower of Harikatha keeps blossoming completely. So this is the third quality. Navam Navam. It is always fresh. What was the first one? Attractive. And what is the Sanskrit for? Ramyam. Second, Ruchiram. That is palatable. And third, Navam Navam, which means it is stale. Ever fresh. Harikatha is ever fresh. Tadaiva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam Tadaiva Shashvat Manaso Mahotsavam. Shashvat means eternally. This Harikatha eternally is Manotsavam. It is a festival for the mind. It's a festival for the heart. It's a festival for the mind. Every time we hear this Harikatha, it is a festival. And it is such a festival, it's not that today we are sitting at Srinivasharan Prabhu's house, the next time we go to some other house, it is not going to be attractive. It is still attractive. Whichever house, whichever country, whichever city, whoever is organizing it, it is still fresh and it is still attractive. And it is eternally a festival for the mind. Manaso Mahotsavam. It's a festival for the mind. This is the fourth quality. Tadaiva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam Tadaiva Shashvat. Like in Hindi we say Shashvat. Tadaiva Shashvat Manaso Mahotsavam. That is the fourth. And fifth, Tadaiva Shokarnava Shoshanam Dranam. Arnava in Sanskrit means an ocean. So Shokarnava means ocean of misery. Correct. It's an ocean of misery. Is there anyone in this assembly who can put their hand up and say, Prabhuji, we have no misery? Prabhuji, koi tension nahi hai. Everything is going smooth in our life. Anyone has the audacity to put up their hand up. Prabhuji, kuch problem nahi. Sab barabar chal raha hai. Our immigration is fine. Our boss is fine. Our I-140, priority date, not able to travel.
If I don't have a problem, why would I sit here?
I don't know, they are saying
Maybe I don't have problem because you are all there.
They are in illusion. Everyone has something or the other. There is no one who can put their hand up and say, Prabhuji, koi problem nahi. Everything is going smooth. Never happens. Wherever we are, even if you are Bill Gates, still there will be problem.
divorce. Just now divorce happened.
It almost came till here, but I didn't say.
What is that?
I said Bill Gates, so he said Prabhuji, abhi divorce ho unka. So everyone has something. Whether it is same, Jeff Bezos, same. So the fifth quality of Srimad Bhagavatam or Harikatha is it dries up this ocean of misery. Everyone has an ocean. For some it may be river, for some it may be pond, some it may be well, but for majority it's an ocean of suffering. But how much ever big that ocean is, it will still dry up by the power of Harikatha. Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam nrinam. How much ever nrinam are there, how many ever people are there of this world, their miseries will get completely dried up just by hearing Harikatha. So what are the 5 qualities? What was the first one? Not you. You are constantly answering. Someone else. Ramyam. Ramyam means? Ruchiram. Ruchiram means? Third. Navam which means? Ever boring. Ever fresh. Fourth. Tadaiva Shashvat Manaso Mahotsavan, which means? Festival for the mind, festival for the heart. And what was the 5th one? It dries the ocean of misery. Ocean of misery, yes. But who's Harikatha? Who's that personality we are talking about? Yad Uttama Shloka Yashono Giyate. One of Krishna's names is Uttam Shloka. Why? Because Uttam means best and Shloka means verses. That person who is glorified always with the best among verses is called as Uttam Shloka. Krishna, the poets always use best Sanskrit. They never use cheap language. They use the best verses, best commentaries. So Krishna is called as Uttam Shloka. He who is always glorified with the choicest, best among verses is called as Uttam Shloka. So discussing about that Uttam Shloka Krishna, his pastimes in the land of Vrindavan primarily, that has 5 qualities. First, it is attractive. Second, it is palatable. Third, it is ever fresh. Fourth, it's a festival for the mind. It's a festival for the heart. And fifth, it dries up this ocean of misery. So having said this, this was just a small introduction. Class start हुआ नहीं अभी से ecstasy start हो गया पीछे. It is definitely an ocean of mercy. Right now it's already dried for all of us. It's already a barren land. So Sri Krishna, we were talking about Sri Krishna in the land of Vrindavan. Krishna and Balaram would throughout the day just keep playing. Krishna and Balaram constantly would just keep playing all day long. In the morning time, they would leave their home and throughout the day just outside playing and playing and playing and playing. That's all Krishna knew. And that's all even Balaram knows. They just know to play. There's no school, there's no homework, there's no assignment, no SAT, nothing. Just playing. What SAT? Krishna knows everything. In 64 days, we will say ahead, when he goes to Avanti, in 64 days, he learns 64 arts. So what is the need for SAT or GRE or GMAT for that Krishna? He knows everything. Everything is coming from him. So all day just playing. And Mother Yashoda, she calls out to Krishna, Krishna, please come. It's time for lunch. No reply. Krishna, please come. It is time for evening. I have made nice bonda, nice medu vada. Please come. Medu vada chutney. I hope that's not the menu today.
I thought you were reading the menu.
I read last week's menu. Mother Yashoda calls. Of course, Srila Prabhupada doesn't say medu vada and chutney, but I'm just saying. Laddu.
That is on the menu.
That is on the menu.
That is on the menu.
पहले पूछा था क्या? So Mother Yashoda is calling. Lunch, no reply. Breakfast, no reply. Evening time, no reply. Finally, Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, please come. Your father has not eaten. Nanda Baba has not eaten. When Krishna and Balaram hear the name of Nanda Maharaj, your stand up. Our father has not eaten. Mother is calling all this while they are not paying attention. They hear their father's name once, your stand. And Krishna and Balaram leave their game and are running towards their home. Mother Yashoda is thinking, I am calling all this while they are not coming. They hear their father's name once and they are running everything and coming. Krishna and Balaram come home. And it's very interesting. Krishna and Balaram have a very special attachment with Nanda Maharaj. They also have it with Mother Yashoda. But Krishna and Balaram very dearly love Nanda Maharaj. Every day in the morning, Nanda Maharaj, when he would go to take a bath, because those days there was no shower and no jacuzzi and no sauna bath and no hot water spring bath, nothing. They would go to the river or they would go to the pond or they would go to the well. So Nanda Maharaj would go to take a bath, and when he would go, Mother Yashoda would say, you take both these monkeys also with you, because when they are at home they don't listen to me. You take both of them with you and give them a nice bath. So Nanda Maharaj says okay. And Krishna on one shoulder, Balaramji on one shoulder, and Nanda Maharaj is nicely holding them and going, taking them for a bath. They are young, they are just about 3, 2.5 or 3. Because the fruit vendor pastime has just taken place, which means Krishna is 2.5, just about to turn 3. And Krishna and Balaram are being taken. And when they are being taken, Krishna is so mischievous that he's playing with the hair of Nanda Maharaj, he's pulling the pagdi, he's pulling the beard. Balaram is very dignified, he's very decent, but Krishna very naughty. So Krishna and Balaram are being taken. And Nanda Maharaj, the place where he would take bath, is a place called as Nanda Sarovar. What is the place? Nanda Sarovar. This is that place where Nanda Maharaj had personally excavated so that he can take bath. So he would take bath in Nanda Sarovar, and this Sarovar was so large, it was so huge, that on one side Krishna would take bath with his parent, and another side sometimes Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Maya and little Radharani would also take bath. And now when they're all taking bath, Krishna and Radharani, like a submarine, they would go underground and they would have nice water pastimes. Without anyone's attention, they would go down, Srila Rupa Goswami says. That's the transcendental submarine where Krishna and Radharani go underneath. So this place was called as Nanda Sarovar. And once it so happened that Nanda Maharaj, he decided to go on a Tirth Yatra. So naturally Mother Yashoda was there in the kitchen. And when she was there in the kitchen, little Krishna, he came and he started pulling the pallu of Mother Yashoda. Maya. Mother Yashoda says, what happened, Krishna? Why are you not allowing me to cook? And he says, Krishna tells Mother Yashoda that, Maya, always you prepare dal, rice, sabji, pakoda. Always you prepare all these things, but today you are preparing fried items? What's the thing? And Maya Yashoda says, Krishna, nothing of your concern. Go and play. But Krishna says, no, I want to know every day dal, chapati, rice. Today, why fried? I don't know why I'm quoting so many food examples at the start of the class. Had it been the end of the class, still bol sakta hu ki matlab prasad mil jayega. So Mother Yashoda, she was preparing these fried items and Krishna was constantly asking. So Mother Yashoda told Krishna that, Krishna, your Baba, Nanda Maharaj, is going on a Tirth Yatra. And because he is going on a Tirth Yatra, fried items don't get spoiled. If I give him sabji and dal, it may get spoiled, but fried items last longer. So Krishna, that's the reason I'm giving him fried. So Krishna asked Mother Yashoda, where is Baba going? And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, your father is going to Prayag. He's going to Prayagraj. So he said, Prayag? Where is Prayag? And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, you just play. There's a place called as Prayag. It's a very auspicious, holy place. That's the place, Krishna, where the Triveni Sangam meets. Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, they meet. So it's a very holy place. So Krishna said, okay. Next day morning, it was the day of Akshay Tritiya. Nanda Maharaj had chosen that day to start his journey. Very auspicious day. You see, generally Akshaya Tritiya is the day where we buy anything new, whether house or car or gold or anything like that. So it was the day of Akshaya Tritiya and he had planned this trip. And in the morning, he got up early. Nanda Maharaj, he got up early and he went to take a bath to Nanda Sarovar. When he went to take a bath to this Nanda Sarovar, from a distance Nanda Maharaj, he saw a very imposing and a very regal man with beard covered. And he was rolling on the ground and jumping in Nanda Sarovar, again coming out, rolling on the ground, again jumping inside, again coming out, rolling, again jumping. And Nanda Maharaj was thinking to himself, what is he doing? You take a bath, but then you don't roll. And if you roll, you take a bath, you don't again come. What is he doing? So Nanda Maharaj went up to him. And Nanda Maharaj said, who are you? I have never seen you before and this is the early morning. What are you doing here? And the water is so cold. But before all that, who are you? And this personality said, oh Baba, you didn't recognize me? Nanda Maharaj said, no, I didn't recognize you. I recognize everyone, but I didn't recognize you. He said, Baba, I am Prayagraj. I am Prayagraj. I am the personification. Prayagraj? Who Prayagraj? Baba, the same Prayagraj that you were wanting to go. I am that same Prayagraj personification. Acha, why have you come here? Why have you left that place and come? And Prayagraj replies, he says, throughout the year, people come to me and keep depositing their sins. As if I am some ATM machine. They just keep coming and depositing. They keep depositing their sins again and again and again. And I have no place to go. Nanda Maharaj said, okay. And this day of Akshaya Tritiya, oh Nanda Maharaj, I come every year to Braj Mandal and I take bath in this Nanda Sarovar to get myself purified. Throughout the year, everyone takes bath in me. Where will I go for purification? I also need purification. Where will I go? So I come and take bath here and get myself purified. So Nanda Maharaj was perplexed. He didn't know what's going on. And Prayagraj said, oh Baba, not just me, look at that side. And to the other end were ladies with nice silken saris. And they were also standing, rolling on the ground and ready to take a bath. Nanda Maharaj said, who are they? Prayagraj said, you go and ask them, who are they? So Nanda Maharaj goes, said, who are you? And one lady says, I am Ganga. Another says, I am Saraswati. Another says, I am Brahmaputra. The fourth says, I am Narmada. The fifth says, I am Kaveri. Nanda Maharaj is perplexed. What are all of you all doing here? And they unanimously say, oh Baba, just like Prayagraj comes here for his purification, we also, every day on the Akshaya Tritiya, on the day of Akshaya Tritiya, we come here and bathe ourselves and get purified. So Nanda Maharaj, when he heard all this, he later took bath in the Nanda Sarovar and he went home. And when he went home, at that time Krishna just gotten up. Krishna was still in the bed and he was still yawning. Krishna is not able to even get down from his bed. As we were making this point last time, that Lord who in Kurukshetra with a wheel runs with full speed is finding it difficult to get down from his cradle. He needs Mother Yashoda's help. So he sees Baba. Somehow he gets down and he sees Baba and says, Baba, you were to go to Prayagraj today. What happened? And Baba said, Krishna, I didn't go. He said, why? Krishna wants to know everything. He knows everything but still wants to know everything. Baba, why? Why are you not going? And at that time Nanda Maharaj says, Krishna, what's the need to go? All the holy rivers, Prayagraj himself, personification is coming for his purification to Nanda Sarovar. They are all themselves coming to Braj Mandal. Why should I go there? If they are themselves coming here, which it only means that this Nanda Sarovar, this Braj Mandal has everything. In Braj Bhasha they say, Braj tyaj ke main kahin nahi jaun. Leaving Vrindavan, I will not go anywhere because this land of Braj has everything. And Krishna said, that's right, fair enough. You don't have to go because all these places are themselves coming here for purification. And from that day on, because these rivers, got their purification in Nanda Sarovar, this name Nanda Sarovar got transformed and it was called as Pavan Sarovar. Shri Pavan Sarovar ki Jai. Because Pavan means purification. That place that awards purification even to Prayagraj, even to Ganga, even to Saraswati, and to all of us is called as Pavan Sarovar. So why are we talking about this pastime? Because Nanda Maharaj would take Krishna and Balaram to this Pavan Sarovar to give them a bath. So naturally Krishna and Balaram would have a very strong connection with Nanda Baba. So now when Krishna and Balaram are playing outside throughout the day, Mother Yashoda is calling, Krishna and Balaram are not coming. When they hear Nanda Maharaj has not eaten anything, he is waiting for you, Krishna. All day he has not eaten. When you come home, that's when he will eat. When both the brothers hear this, they leave their playing, their ears stand up like cups, they're ready to take nectar. And both of them walk their way back to the house. And when they reach home, Mother Yashoda looks at Krishna. Says, Krishna, what have you done? Krishna is already dark. He's Ghanasham, he's already dark. And throughout the day he plays in mud. So when Krishna came home, only his eyes were seen. Only his eyes were moving. Throughout the body he's already dark, and now his dark body is like filled with mud. So only eyes are moving. Mother Yashoda said, you are behaving like a sukar, like a pig. So I'm sukar osi ka ta janmani putana re. Oh putana re, were you a pig in your previous life? Only pigs roll in mud like this. Eyes are moving. And Mother Yashoda tells Krishna, go and take a nice bath. I will put nice ornaments for you. I will put aguru, I will put chandan. And Krishna gets ready. Why? Mother Yashoda was concerned because that day was Krishna's birthday. On the day of birthday, Krishna is filled with mud throughout the day. Not even had one anna. So much engrossed in playing. Like the kids can resonate, and I think even the adults can resonate. At least when everyone was small. I remember, because when I was small, I'm still small, but when I was, I'm still small, but when I was like probably 10, 12, 15, my brother and I, when we would play, we were like fascinated with cricket. You know, India is a place where like cricket is religion. We would keep playing cricket, especially during vacation times, and so many times we would miss lunch, we would miss breakfast, keep playing all day. And I think, not sure of the girls, but boys definitely can resonate. Like once you're into the game, you're ready to miss breakfast, ready to miss lunch, but you cannot give up your game. Where is that coming from? It is coming from Krishna. It is coming from Krishna. Everything has its origin in Krishna. He does it. That's why we are inspired to do it. So Krishna comes only with his eyes are moving. Full body is covered. Only eyes are moving here and there. And Mother Yashoda, she gives Krishna a nice bath in the evening. Puts nice aguru, nice scent, nice garland, nice peacock feather, pitambar vesh. And it's the day of birthday. So day of birthday means you do some dan dakshina. So Mother Yashoda tells Krishna that Krishna, today we will give calves and cows to the Brahmanas. Because they are gopa, right? They have lot of cows and calves. Krishna agreed. And Krishna and Mother Yashoda were standing in the threshold. They were standing outside in the door and they were inviting Brahmanas. And whoever comes, they can pick any cow, any calf they want, and that is a reward from Krishna. Mother Yashoda wanted the Brahmanas to personally bless Krishna. That Lord who personally blesses the Brahmanas here in Vrindavan is getting blessed by the sadhus. He who blesses everyone in Vrindavan, he is desiring for the blessings of the sadhus. So Krishna, one calf after another, one cow after another, Krishna is giving to the sadhus, and sadhus are very happy and they are taking. And at this time, Mother Yashoda, she tells Krishna that Krishna, you give the cows and calves, I just have some work in the kitchen, I will go inside. Don't do mischief, Krishna. I just gave you a bath, don't be naughty, don't roll in the wet mud. I cannot keep giving you bath again and again. And Krishna says, okay. And now Mother Yashoda has gone inside the kitchen. And when there is no parents around, Krishna is someone who cannot keep quiet. His hands and legs have to be on the go always. He wants to do something. And not just Krishna, even kids. When parents are not around, you want to do something. Your hands and legs are like moving. You want to do some masti. And Krishna is like that. Mother Yashoda went inside. Krishna's mind started working. What is the next thing I have to do? And now because he had taken a nice hot water bath. You see, sometimes it so happens, after taking a nice bath, you feel hungry. If it's like a hot water bath, you take a nice bath and the stomach starts roaring inside. Mahaprasade Govinde. It starts roaring inside. You want something. Krishna started feeling hungry. Satyam. Krishna started feeling hungry. Now Mother Yashoda is not there. What does Krishna do? Krishna unties the calf. The cows and calves are tied. Krishna unties the calf. And he tells the calf, please come with me. There is some secret mission that we have to accomplish. Calf says, okay. He unties the calf, takes the calf. He takes the calf to the interiors of his house. He takes the calf inside the house. To the room where butter pots are stacked. The same room where Mother Yashoda saw Krishna eating butter just before the Damodar Lila. Last class we discussed. Krishna's back was facing towards Mother Yashoda. That same room Krishna takes a calf. Imagine a calf or a cow coming inside your house. However big your house is, there is still some rules. Of course, in the Western world, what to speak of cows and calves? People bring dogs inside their house. As Prabhupada would say, those who are not attached to God, next life they become DOG. Next life, naturally, you fall down to the lower species.
If you don't serve God, you serve dog.
Correct. If you don't serve God, you serve dog. So the calf is untied and taken inside to the interiors of the house where butter pots are stacked. And now Krishna makes the calf stand and climbs on the back of a calf. Calf itself is a baby form. He climbs on the back of the calf. Why? Because his height doesn't reach the butter pot. 2.5. His height doesn't reach the butter pot. He wants to stand on the back of the calf and get to that butter pot. What did Mother Yashoda ask him to do? Mother Yashoda asked him to give cows and calves in charity. What is Krishna doing? Using that calf for stealing in his own house. खुद के ही घर में भगवान चोरी करते. He takes the calf, stands on the calf. He stands on the calf and just when he's about to touch the butter pot, the calf is also small. The calf gets scared. The calf starts running. When the calf starts running, Krishna's hanging on the butter pot. Krishna's hanging on the butter pot. He looks down. Krishna looks down. Hey, where did he go? And the calf is gone. The calf is also small. He is also scared. The calf goes to the mother. Now Krishna is hanging. And Mother Yashoda comes. Krishna, what is this? Today is your birthday. At least on the day of birthday, behave properly. Remaining days, you are mischievous, ठीक है? Birthday के दिन तो ठीक रहो. Krishna is hanging. Based on how the butter pot is moving, our Lala is moving that way. Like a pendulum. Like a swing, Krishna is moving from this side to that side. And finally, mother, right? She sees Krishna, she chastises, but her heart still melts. So she picks up Krishna. And because he is hanging, some butter drops have fallen on his head. So Mother Yashoda nicely cleans everything. He has just taken a bath. She nicely cleans everything. And she again tells Krishna to give cows and calves in charity. After all this has happened, after Krishna's birthdays have been performed in this way, this was the day of birthday. After all this was done, all the family members of Nanda Maharaj, as we discussed in our previous classes, that Nanda Maharaj has how many brothers? 4 brothers. Nanda Maharaj and 4 more brothers. And they also have 1 more sister. And the head of all of them is Upananda Maharaj. What is the name? Upananda Maharaj. Does anyone remember all the names?
Upananda Maharaj, Sunanda Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj,
You want to try? Upananda Maharaj? Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Hari Bol. 5 brothers and Nanda Maharaj is there in between. So the oldest is Upananda Maharaj. So now naturally all the Gopas, they came together. Why? There was a GBC meeting. All the Gopas, like in ISKCON you have GBC meeting, all the sannyasis come to one place to discuss about ISKCON's, whatever. So all these great personalities, Nanda Maharaj family, Upananda Maharaj, Nandana, Sunanda, Abhinanda Maharaj, they all came together. Why? Because there was a problem. What was the problem? Upananda Maharaj brought everyone together and said, there is something that we have to ponder upon. Right from the time Krishna has appeared, demons are always coming here. Before Krishna, there were no demons. Or at least demons were not coming here to Gokul Mahavan. But after Krishna has appeared, Putana, Shakatasur, Trinavarta, and the latest, the Yamala Arjuna trees were uprooted. Because for the Brajavasis, we know Krishna uprooted the trees, but they thought that it is some demon. The trees have fallen because of some demoniac tendency. So Upananda Maharaj, when he got everyone together, he said, we have to do something. Kuch na kuch karna padega. After Krishna has appeared, too many problems, too many calamities. We have to protect Krishna. His life is at stake and we are older in age, so we have to do something. So all the Gopas, they asked, okay, what is your suggestion? What can we do? And Upananda Maharaj said, I think it is time for us to pack our bags and go to Vrindavan. It's time for a relocation. It's time that we relocate from Gokul Mahavan to the land of Vrindavan. And Nanda Maharaj said, why? Why Vrindavan? Why not any other place? And Upananda Maharaj, who's the senior, he said 2 reasons. First is if we go to Vrindavan, change of place, which means naturally Krishna will be protected. You go from one place to another. See, sometimes some house or some place, the astrology or the Rahu, Ketu, whatever, may not work. There may be health issues or health problems or whatever. And naturally families change places just to make sure things are aligned. Similarly, Upananda Maharaj said here probably in Gokul Mahavan, Krishna's Vastu is not good. So it's time we relocate to Vrindavan Dham. Okay, and what's the second reason? Upananda Maharaj said second reason is the cows and calves have eaten up all the grass. There is no more grass left. If we go to Vrindavan, there is fresh grass. There is so much for them to eat. And on top of that, there is Govardhan. There is Giriraj. His name is Govardhan. Go means cow. Vardhana means nourishment. He maintains and he nourishes. And Giriraj has a lot of fresh grass. So Upananda Maharaj, he gave this suggestion that we should go there because Krishna will be safe. At the same time, the cows and calves will have a nice feast. They will have some new grass. They will have a nice restaurant to eat. Like for example, if you're going to some other place, not sure here in the US, but if you've lived in India for a considerable amount of time and practice Krishna consciousness, we will see that because for devotees, the biggest challenge is we cannot eat in restaurants. Even if it's a normal restaurant, our mind goes like, oh, probably they're also making non-veg there. Or it's possible the person who's cooking, it's a vegetarian restaurant, but the person who's cooking, it's possible he may be eating meat personally, so that karma will also come. So for devotees, eating in restaurants is a big challenge. But if you're there in India, you have Govindas. Every place you go, you have Govindas. Like here in Dallas, you have Kalachanjis. You have a restaurant. So naturally, if you're there in a place where aspas you have a nice restaurant, it just comforts you more. Like whenever you want, you can order masala dosa. You can order mango smoothie, or you can order like something. You can order something, right? So it naturally gives you more happiness. Aspas restaurant hai to. Huh? Chalta firta restaurant. I hope after this class people don't call you up and say, Prabhuji, do medu vada bhej dena.
Actually, in India, the restaurant is called villas.
Commentary by Radha Vinod. So naturally for the cows, they were going to a new place where they had Giriraj that would offer nice, fresh, juicy grass. And Srila Jiva Goswami says something very beautiful about the grass of Vrindavan. He says this grass of Vrindavan is Sukomala. What is it? Sukomala, which Komala means soft. Sukomala, very soft. These grass of Govardhan, they are so soft that the cows are eating. In the morning you find them, they are eating. Afternoon they are eating. Evening they are eating. Night they are eating. Jiva Goswami says they are eating grass all day long because the grass is so soft that the cows feel that nothing has gone inside. To convince themselves, the cows are again and again eating and eating. Like you see, if you go to Vrindavan, the cows when they are eating, they would be like, have you seen cows and buffaloes? Those animals like herbivores. Typical cows and buffaloes. They're eating all day because Jiva Goswami says the grass is sukomal, it is very soft. To add to this, Srila Jiva Goswami says something beautiful. After eating the grass of Giriraj, these cows give milk. But there is something special about this milk. One day, this milk is white in color. The Brajagopis, they milk, and one day they get white in color. Next day they milk, green in color. Next day they milk, it's red in color. Next day they milk, it's purple in color. And it goes on. It's almost like a rainbow. Every day the cows are giving different color milk. But Srila Jiva Goswami says, by the power of Yoga Maya Shakti, it's not visible to the eye. But actually the cows are giving different color milk every day. If someone is purified, Preman Jana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. If there is prema, if the eyes are anointed with prema, then these cows, by eating the grass of Giriraj, give different kinds of milk, different colors of milk. So now Upananda Maharaj gave these reasons and he said, I think we should relocate. And a serious discussion was going on. Krishna's life was at stake. And when they were discussing, Krishna was sitting on the lap of Upananda Maharaj. And when such a serious discussion was going on, Krishna sitting on the lap of Upananda Maharaj was pulling his beard. He was pulling his beard. And when he was pulling his beard, in one eye, Krishna was also looking at Balaramji and winking. Balaram is very quiet. Balaram doesn't do mischief. But Krishna, between serious discussions, pulling the beard. But Upananda Maharaj doesn't say anything. Because for Upananda Maharaj, Krishna is like his own son. Finally, they decide that we have to relocate to Vrindavan Dham. Now the day arrived. They chose a particular day when the relocation has to be done. Bullock carts were arranged. And these bullock carts were such, they were not normal bullock carts. They were multi-storied bullock carts. Multi-storied bullock carts with a golden dome on the top. Because during those days there was no U-Haul. No U-Haul service to transfer. So there were bullock carts, multi-storied bullock carts with a golden top. The personality who is the structural engineer in the upper planetary systems came down personally as a simple Vrajavasi with dhoti and kurta to build this bullock carts personally for the Supreme Lord. He is none other than Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma personally came down as a simple Vrajavasi to build these bullock carts so that he can offer some service to Krishna when Krishna is relocating. Builds a multi-storied bullock cart. And after building this, now this is not a small relocation, the whole village is moving. Nanda Maharaj has 900,000 cows. 900,000 cows, just Nanda Maharaj. And now when they're relocating, Upananda Maharaj has cows, Sunanda Maharaj has cows, Abhinanda Maharaj has cows, Nanda Maharaj has cows, and all the other Gopas are also there. They also have their cows. Millions of cows were standing in line, to move from Gokul Mahavan to Vrindavan Dham. So many cows were standing together. The cows were leading the way while the bullock carts were standing behind. And our acharyas very beautifully say that Nanda Maharaj, his cows were like the choreographers, while the other cows were the students. Based on how Nanda Maharaj's cows were dancing, the remaining cows were following the footsteps. Like for example, you see Sunday feast. Everyone is sitting. One devotee gets up. Sridhar Gopal Prabhu gets up. It's a matter of time, he is going to make everyone dance. Likewise, one devotee does a new dancing step. Like I remember, I think a month ago or something, we celebrated Prabhupada's disappearance day. And in the afternoon when Parth Govind Prabhu was singing, Harivilas Maharaj came for dancing. And when he came dance, he did a dhoti dance. With his dhoti he was dancing and all the... I'm not sure whether the Mataji saw, but Prabhujis all were doing the dhoti dance. One devotee does it, that becomes a dancing step. Which means if a superior does, the remaining follow. Similarly, Nanda Maharaj's cows were the superiors. They were the choreographers, nicely dancing. And the cows and other cows behind of remaining Maharajas, they were following. Likewise, these cows of Nanda Maharaj, they were so special because there were 900,000 cows, white in color. It was almost as if the white Ganga was going to meet the black Yamuna. Because Yamuna is black in color, while Ganga is white in color. So it was almost like white Ganga was going to meet the black Yamuna. While at the same time, our acharyas comment that the cows of Nanda Maharaj, they had golden plated horns. Even the horns were given so much respect. Golden plated horns, silver plated hoofs. Very special. Very special. Nanda Maharaj was so affluent that he could do that for his cows. So you can imagine how much royal his Nanda Mahal would be. If this is how he treated the cows, how opulently Nanda Maharaj was living. Similarly, these cows and calves that were standing in line, when they were dancing, naturally there was godhuli that was rising, the dust from the hoof print of the cows and the calves. And the godhuli was rising and rising, so much so that the godhuli formed a cow in mid-air. It formed a cow in mid-air, just like Mother Earth in the start of the 10th canto takes the form of a cow and goes to Brahmaji and beseeches Brahmaji that, my dear Brahmaji, do something. Make Krishna appear in this world because the demoniac kings are ruling. So that time Mother Earth took the form of the cow and complained, and now it was as if the same Mother Earth had again taken the form of a cow, going back to Brahmaji, thanking him for his recommendation to Krishna so that Krishna appeared in this world. These cows and calves were all ready, standing in line. And our Krishna, he got into one bullock cart. Yashoda Maya in one bullock cart with Krishna, and Rohini Maya in another bullock cart with Balaramji. Balaram very quiet, no masti. Krishna, they sat in the bullock cart, but in the bullock cart, both the sides were curtains. Because they are very royal, very opulent. Both sides were curtains. And Krishna was so restless. 2 steps into the journey, he looked outside and said, Maya, have you reached? They have just started the journey. Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, we have just started.
Kids will ask. If we are going one way, are we there? Are we there? How long will it take?
Aham sarvasva prabhava mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhuda bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasva prabhava. Everything emanates from Krishna. It's not just the material creation. Even our inclination to act comes from Krishna. Krishna does that. 2 steps into the journey, he's looking outside and said, Mother, have you reached? And Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, 5 minutes. She is also Mother Yashoda. They just started. She says, Krishna, 5 minutes, we will reach.
Yes, same answer from parents.
5 minutes. aa gaya.
Google helps us.
Go, And the journey is going. And Krishna again opens the curtain from another side and said, Mother, who is that tree that has dreadlocks and a big beard? Mother Yashoda said, tree with a beard? Which tree are you seeing? Krishna said, that tree. And Mother Yashoda said, oh Krishna, that's a banyan tree. That Krishna, who in the 15th chapter, the first verse, starts the chapter by speaking about a banyan tree. What's that verse? Wonderful. That Krishna who starts the 15th chapter by quoting the verse of a banyan tree, gives the example of banyan tree, now looks at a banyan tree and says, Mother Yashoda, who is that tree with dreaded locks and big beard? And Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, he is a banyan tree. And he again looks from another side and says, Maya, who is that bird who has opened up all his feathers and is dancing very nicely? Mother Yashoda looks and says, oh Krishna, that's a mayur, that's a peacock. Isn't he dancing well? Krishna says, yeah, he's dancing very well. And they're going in the journey. Again Krishna opens from another side and says, Maya, what is that bird? And Mother Yashoda says, which bird, Krishna? And Krishna imitates, coo, coo. Maya Yashoda looks, oh Krishna, that's a cuckoo bird. Very curious. He is the origin of all origins. He is the creator of all creators. He is the source of all sources. That Lord in Vrindavan is asking what's a peacock and what's a banyan tree and what's a cuckoo. This is Brajalila. That Supreme Lord who knows everything in Vrindavan forgets his godly abilities and behaves like a normal child. So naturally, how will Mother Yashoda ever think Krishna is Bhagavan? That Lord who doesn't even know a banyan tree, if someone comes and says, your son is God, how will the mother accept? How will the mother ever accept? She will think, I'm not, you're saying he's Bhagavan, he doesn't even know a banyan tree. What Bhagavan are you saying? Krishna was very restless. And Krishna again looks from this side. Maya, what is that? And Mother Yashoda says, what is it, Krishna? She says, what is that? Mother Yashoda looks, oh Krishna, that's a bumblebee. Don't go near the bumblebee, Krishna. I said, okay. Again Krishna looks from another side. Maya, what is that? Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, you ask so many questions. Why are you so curious? He says, one last question. Acha, okay, what do you want to see? Maya, what is that? And Mother Yashoda looks and says, oh Krishna, that's a monkey. You would be knowing the monkey, right? They are your best friends. You play with them all day long. Krishna plays with the monkeys but doesn't know the name. They are his best friends but still small. Krishna is very small. And Krishna looks at the monkeys and starts making faces. He starts making faces and Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, what are you doing? Krishna says, they are making faces looking at me. I am giving a sweet revenge. I am also making faces. Mother Yashoda says, Krishna, staying with the monkeys, you're literally behaving like a monkey. It's time to be well behaved. And Krishna says, okay. And now Krishna is sitting, quietly sitting. And when all this is going on, as I said, Balaram is very quiet, very shant. That Balaram who is Ananta Shesh, who should actually be restless, he is quiet, but our Krishna is very restless, or constantly moving here and there. When they are going this way, Nanda Maharaj has already gone ahead. I'll just keep my phone ahead so that I have a track of time. So Nanda Maharaj has already gone ahead. Why? He has gone ahead first to Vrindavan just to make sure where they will stay. Because when we relocate, we don't take our bags, everything and directly go to a new place. First, the preparation is made. Where we will stay, is some grocery shop nearby. We will make sure everything is okay and then we pick a date and we relocate. So Nanda Maharaj went ahead to check everything. And now when he checked, he was again coming back. After crossing the Yamuna, he was again coming back to give the message to Upananda Maharaj, saying, this is the place I have seen, here is the place we will stay, and these are the arrangements. So all of them agreed. But interestingly, when they reached the banks of Yamuna, which means when the whole party of 900,000 cows and Yashoda Maya and Krishna, when they reached the banks of Yamuna, it was sunset. It was evening time. And naturally, after sunset, it's not safe to cross Yamuna. There is only one person who has the Shakti and the courage to cross Yamuna at night time, and he is Vasudeva Maharaj. Shri Vasudeva Maharaj ki jai. Tatasya Shaurir Bhagavat Prachoditaha. He is Shauri. He is very courageous. But all of them, they decided that it's not safe to travel at night. So let's do one thing. Let's do a night out. Let's do a sleepover. This is a transcendental sleepover, first ever sleepover. So it's parampara. Even Krishna did sleepovers. Even he did night out. Probably it's the best thing that I ever said for them. But the difference is when Krishna was there, Krishna was not watching Netflix. No Hotstar, no Netflix. Krishna was there, it was all spiritual.
They were camping with their parents.
So they decided that they build nice tents and camping, a nice bonfire. Because it was cold, night time, Yamuna, it was cold. So all of them stayed there. Next day morning, Nanda Maharaj got up early. Probably he had to join some japa call or something. He just got up early. He got up early and he woke up others. He woke up everyone, and Krishna was the last to get up. Krishna sleeps early but gets up very late. We don't take inspiration. That's why I said it. Please don't take inspiration. That is Bhagavan. They are writing it down.
Important note.
At this time, in this place, Arjun Sakhā Prabhu said this, we can do it. So Krishna got up. Again, mind you, Krishna was 2.5. Krishna was not 15 and 16. Krishna was 2.5. So Krishna got up aramse. And after Nanda Maharaj got up and he woke everyone up, it was time that they cross Yamuna. And now when they decided to cross Yamuna, the problem was Yamuna was ice cold. It was very cold. So the cows entered Yamuna. And when they entered, because the Yamuna was so cold, they were gasping for breath. It was so cold. You see, sometimes when you enter a water body that is very cold, naturally all the ecstatic symptoms, hair standing on end, tears from the eyes. That's the only time hair stands on end. When there is no heater in the room, that's when our hair stands on end. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharir. But this is our style of pulaka sharir, hair standing on end. So cows were gasping, and somehow they managed their way. Because they were older, they managed and they went to the other side. The bullocks, they also followed and they went to the other side. The calves were left over. The calves understood that they are very small and they cannot cross, because if they enter little inside Yamuna, the water is going to go above their head. They cannot cross. The calves looked at their master and started licking. They started licking, expressing that I cannot cross, please help me. And the Gopas understood this. So all the Gopas picked up their respective calves on their back, and with one hand they were swimming. One hand freestyle swimming with calf on their back. And the calves understood that their master loves them so much. So when they were swimming, the calves were licking the head of their masters, expressing their gratitude, a thank you. If not for you, we would have been left in Gokul Mahavan. So the Gopas also crossed. Now it was time for our hero, our VIP entry, Krishna. Krishna looked outside and said, Maya, what is our plan? How should we cross? And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, we have to swim. Krishna said, what? Swim? No way, I'm going back. I'm going back to Gokul Mahavan. I'm not going to swim in this ice cold water. I'm going back. And Mother Yashoda started laughing and said, Krishna, don't worry. Nanda Maharaj has made a separate golden boat for you. Just for you, Krishna. That boat will come and we will all go in that. So Krishna agreed. He wants a royal treatment. Krishna doesn't settle for less. He wants VIP treatment. Krishna is an attention seeker. Wherever Krishna is, he wants attention. He wants to be in the limelight. Whatever he does, he wants to be in the limelight. So Mother Yashoda said that there is a golden boat, and the golden boat came, and Rohini and Balaram, they went inside and they sat. And Krishna and Mother Yashoda also went inside this boat. And moment Krishna went inside, again Krishna so restless, he went inside but immediately put his hand inside water. Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, what are you doing? Krishna said, I am trying to measure the depth of Yamuna. Yahi baki reh gaya tha abhi. Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, why are you so restless? Look at your Daoji. He is so matured and well behaved, and why are you moving like this? And the boat was also moving. He is moving here and there, the boat is also moving. Wanting to measure the depth. Hands are this much. 2.5. Hands are this much. Kitna jayega andar pani ke? But still wanting to measure. Nanda Maharaj came. And Mother Yashoda said, he is your son, manage. He is so mischievous. He is your son. He is Nanda Nandan, you manage. Does it ring bells? Something? आप लोगों के साथ रह के I have not joined the ashram, but सब सीख गया हूँ मैं. So Nanda Maharaj came. And Mother Yashoda gave Krishna to Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj placed Krishna on his lap, and with his hands, like a seat belt, he put it over Krishna so that Krishna doesn't move. Krishna, don't move. With his hand, he just held Krishna. So the next time you wear a seat belt, remember this. This is how Nanda Maharaj held on to Krishna when they were crossing from Gokul Mahavan to Vrindavan.
The real seat belt.
The real seat belt, yes, the original seat belt. Vrindavan is Bhava Tirtha. You can see Vrindavan anywhere and everywhere if the right vision is there. So now after the class, when you go out, sit in the car and put seat belt. Please remember, this is how Nanda Maharaj put a transcendental seat belt of his arm to make sure Krishna is not restless. And this happened in the boat when they were going from Gokul Mahavan to the land of Vrindavan. What
He
happened?
said all the colors of the milk. He said that they got different colors.
But the thing is, you can't drink this. So, Nanda Maharaj. There's nothing inside. So Nanda Maharaj, and he took Krishna on his lap and they were crossing. But when they were midway, the boatman stopped. He stopped rowing. He was looking at Krishna. How beautiful is Krishna? This is the first time he was seeing Krishna with such close proximity. And his jaw dropped. Eyes were open. How is Krishna so beautiful? Is he really God? He cannot be God. God is not so frivolous. Narayan is like sleeping on the ocean of milk ocean. He is not so frivolous, not moving here and there. But he was just stunned. And Nanda Maharaj, he looked at the boatman and said, come on, row, we have to go. Everyone has gone ahead. And he again started rowing. And they reached the other side. And Nanda Maharaj, as a token of gesture, removed his own necklace and gave it to the boatman. But even though he received that gold necklace, the eyes of the boatman were filled with tears. It was completely moist. The cheeks were completely wet. Because the jewel of their life was going away from their vision. What is the use of all the gold and silver when Krishna is there in front of you? When the real gold personified is there in front of you, and when that gold is going away from your vision. They were crying. and weeping. And Nanda Maharaj could see this, but he could not do anything because this was for the betterment of Krishna, for saving Krishna's life. Finally, they reached they reached Vrindavan Dham. The relocation happens from Gokul Mahavan to the land of Vrindavan. And when Krishna reaches Vrindavan, the reason we are stressing on this relocation is most of the points that we discussed comes from the commentaries of predecessor acharyas. It is not there in our Srimad Bhagavatam, but it is there in... What is the sound? Cooker.
Whining.
It's almost like the cooker is telling me like, shut up, it's too much. You're talking for too long, shut up. How long will this go? CT watcher. Okay, so when they reach the other side, are we all there on the same page? Where are we right now?
We're
We are in Vrindavan. We are not in Semamish. We are not in Semamish, please. We are not even in Gokul Mahavan, but we are there in Sri Braja Bhumi Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. They reach the land of Vrindavan. And the reason this pastime is important is it shows the transition of Krishna from infancy to boyhood. All this while Krishna was a mama's boy. But now Krishna is going to be someone who spends maximum amount of time with his friends. The transition is going to happen from Vatsalya to Sakhya. Krishna is going to spend more time in the caves of Giriraj with the friends. So this transition from Gokul Mahavan to Vrindavan is also the transition of Krishna from infancy to boyhood. And naturally when he turns a boy, Krishna gets his first entry-level job. Krishna gets his first entry-level job. Of course, without an interview. But Krishna gets his first entry-level job. And what is that entry-level job?
herd the
To
cows.
herd the calves. Yes. Have you read this?
That is the Krishna.
To take care of the calves. This is the first time Krishna was about 3 years and about 4 months or something. And Krishna was given the responsibility of taking care of the calves. And Krishna agreed. And when Krishna decided to take care of the calves, Krishna would go out with his friends and he would take all his calves. The calves were mischievous, but Krishna would somehow try and manage and make sure that the calves don't run hither and thither. They don't run here and there. He was taking his calves. Krishna is called as Gopal. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Krishna is Gopal. He is the maintainer of cows. There is no one who knows about cows better than Krishna. And in fact, these cows are also mischievous. Of course, we are talking about calves, but just to take a small detour, small tangent. These cows and calves are so mischievous, especially the cows also. When Krishna would be in a place called as Ter Kadamba in Braj. Ter Kadam is that place where Srila Rupa Goswami wrote Upadeshamrit. It is that place where he wrote Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. All of Rupa Goswami's books were written at Ter Kadamba. Hopefully, if Radharani desires someday as a group, we all can go to Ter Kadamba and sit there and speak about these pastimes. Only Krishna knows and only COVID knows when that is possible at least. But that's a desire in the heart. Someday, if possible, if feasible, we all can as a group take Seattle to Braj Mandal. And hopefully while coming back, bring that Braj Mandal also here. So Krishna, when he is there in Ter Kadamba, that's Krishna's favorite place where he takes the cows and calves. The cows and calves are eating the grass. And these cows and calves are divided into 108 groups. How many groups? 108 groups of cows and calves. And Krishna would call these cows and calves. And these cows and calves would come. And Krishna has a golden counter. Like we see, we have a counter. Krishna like this has a golden counter. And that counter has 108 beads. And all made with gold. Real gold. Not gold plated. Real gold. I don't know why I'm talking about gold so much today.
We started with Akshay Tritiya.
Bags are ready inside?
Bags are ready. Yes, they are inside. They are inside these bags.
Make sure while leaving you get your gold bags from inside.
Yes, inside these sleeping bags.
It's interesting. We are at Kasam Prabhu's place and we are talking so much about gold. Huh? Kasam means gold, wow.
Inside the gold mine.
We are all there inside gold mine now. Oh, Krishna.
No, don't start digging my house.
Don't worry, everyone has a bag. सबके bag में नाम लिखा है. You can go inside and pick your bags.
That bag is prasadam.
Prasad is boxed out there.
For you prasadam, for remaining gold. बच्चे अभी भी छोटा है. So, Krishna would call these cows and calves, and these cows and calves would come. But there were some cows that were very mischievous. They want special attention. When Krishna would call, these cows and calves would not come. They want Krishna to call them by their personal name. VIP entry. They want Krishna to personally address them. And Krishna would also do, he would see his counter and he would see, hey, wait a minute, few cows have not come. And he would call, Shamali. And a Shamali cow would come. Almost like remaining cows would go to the side and Shamali cow would just very charismatically walk and come. Shamali is a black cow because Sham means black, Sham Varna. So Shamali would come. And then Krishna would say, he would look at his chart. He would see which cows have not come. Kumkumi. And then Kumkumi would come. Red color cows. Chandani. Chandani are yellowish color. And then Krishna has named one cow, very interesting, Mridanga Mukhi. Because Krishna feels the face of this cow is like a Mridanga. The face is like this. So Krishna has named it Mridanga Mukhi. This is there, Mridanga Mukhi. And Krishna says Mridanga Mukhi, and then Mridanga Mukhi walks. They want special attention. They want special attention. You see, naturally Krishna's Braja pastimes are such, whatever age it will bring about a smile of appreciation in our face. We discuss so many other cantos also. But Krishna's Vraja pastimes, it brings happiness. This is Tadaiva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam. It is fresh, it is attractive to the heart, and it is palatable. So Krishna knows his cows and calves very nicely. So now when he has taken his calves, for the first time, he has taken his calves. At that time, Kamsa Maharaj sends the first demon when Krishna is there in Vrindavan. Krishna is playing with his friends, and this demon thinks that Krishna is a newbie, entry-level job. Naturally, entry-level job, first day, you are still learning. किधर है sequel, किसको क्या कैसे download करने का, how to make access your VPN. You are still making sure that all the access is there. So Krishna is the first or second day. So Krishna is still learning. And this demon thought that Krishna has no idea about the cows and calves. And that's the last thing you want to think. We may not have idea about cows and calves. Krishna is Gopal. He knows about every cow and calf. Naturally, this demon disguised himself in the form of a calf, and he's called as Vatsasur. Taking advantage of the situation, because Krishna for the first time had brought his calves out, and Vatsasur thought that Krishna is still new, he doesn't know his calves. If I become a calf and enter this assembly, I can trick Krishna and take advantage. When the right time comes, I can pounce on Krishna and I can kill Krishna. Just taking advantage of the situation. Krishna understood. How can you hide things from Krishna? We can hide things from our family members. We cannot hide things from Krishna. Krishna very well understood, and Krishna looked at Balaram and Balaram looked at Krishna. Krishna and Balaram looked at each other, signaling that this calf is actually a demon, is actually an asura. Is actually an asura. And Krishna very swiftly, even before Vatsasura could realize, Krishna goes from behind the calf, holds the hind legs of Vatsasura and just whirls him. And when he's whirling him in that way, just by that movement, Vatsasura becomes unconscious. And our Acharyas comment that even before he was thrown, in mid-air itself he died. Because Krishna moved him so fast. Krishna is 3, by the way. Krishna is 3. That is Krishna's power. That same Lord who cannot get down from a butter pot is now whirling a calf. And he throws the calf on top of a tree. And Vatsasura falls down to the ground, dead. Krishna killed Vatsasura very easily. And the friends saw this. But the friends were convinced Krishna is
Not.
He is not God. How can he be God? Even yesterday, Sridham and Madhumangal, they think even yesterday we defeated him in wrestling. How can he be God? It is just that Narayan is entering his body and killing these demons. Is it true? It's actually true. Because Vrindavan Krishna doesn't know to kill. It is Mathura Krishna who is killing, which means it is Narayan who is killing. So the friends are right. Krishna doesn't know to kill. The friends look at Krishna and say, Krishna, don't brag so much. You don't know to kill. We can also kill, but we are just giving the credit to you. So that you get some credit, you get some appreciation, we are allowing you to kill. Otherwise, we can also kill Vatsasura. But we just want people to glorify Krishna. Krishna is thinking, what love is this? What love is this? I am killing a demon in front of them. A 3-year-old is whirling a calf. We remember on the day of Gopashtami, in our temple, we had that calf. It was so difficult to manage that calf with so many people around. And here, a 3-year-old is whirling and very easily kills. And Krishna, the friends are still convinced Krishna is not God. At that time, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they become very afraid. They think to themselves that we relocated, but the problem still persists. The problem has still not stopped. We came here to Vrindavan so that demons stop coming, but the demons are still coming. So in Gokul Mahavan, who were the demons who came? Putana.
What's that car demon?
हो गया ना 3 and हाँ 3 ही था and who is the first demon in Vrindavan? Vatsasura. So the reason I'm reiterating is so that we remember so that we remember how Krishna and Vrindavan is killing demons. Who are the demons who came first and who are the demons who came later? Yeah, maybe if the kids can settle down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because we are sitting close to the recording when you bang. So Krishna, after he killed Vatsasura, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they were thinking the problem is still not solved. We have to do something else. That's when they appointed the Surat Sakhas. Who are the Surat Sakhas?
The older kids. Kids are older.
Correct. The friends of Krishna who are older to Krishna in age. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda appointed the Surat Sakhas that we discussed last time, so that Krishna and Balaram both can be maintained whenever they go out. The friends were there. One example of a Surat Sakha is Mandali Bhadra. What is the name? Mandali Bhadra. Very famous in the commentaries of Acharyas. Mandali Bhadra is a Surat Sakha who is older to Sri Krishna in age. Do we remember the different categories of the friends? Not you. Someone else. Not even you. Someone else. First was Srimad Sakhā. What was the second? Sakhā. Sakhas are younger to Krishna. Then is Priya Sakhas. Priya Sakhas are same age. And last? Priya Sakhas. 4 types of Krishna's friends. We discussed this last time. So now, these Surat Sakhas were appointed. And Krishna, with his friends, again they go out. Krishna takes his calves and again he goes out. And when Krishna goes out, one day it so happens that the calves, they start feeling thirsty. So Krishna takes them to Yamuna. When Krishna takes the calves to Yamuna, are we all there on the same page?
Yes.
I hope we are not distracted. Where are we right now?
Yamuna.
Yamuna. And
It's the thirst of the
you're really attentive. Very nice. For a speaker, that's what the speaker wants. If the audience is very attentive, that gives so much happiness to the heart. Thank you so much. So, the calves were very thirsty. And Krishna took the calves to Yamuna. Naturally, seeing the calves drink, the friends were also thirsty. It happens, right? You see someone else drink water, you also feel thirsty. Even if you had no plans to drink, seeing someone else drink, you also want to drink little. So the friends, they also went to drink the water of Yamuna. How is this water of Yamuna? Is it sweet? Or is it salty?
sweet.
How many for sweet? How many are for salty? And how many are tatastha? Tatastha. The water of Yamuna is salty. मीठे रस से भरियोरी राधा रानी लागे महारानी लागे माने खारो खारो यमुना जीनो पानी लागे मीठे रस से भरियोरी राधा रानी लागे महारानी लागे खारो खारो यमुना जीनो पानी लागे मीठे रस से भरियोरी राधा महारानी लागे ओ खारो यमुना जीनो पानी लागे श्री यमुना महारानी की यमुना जी salty. खारो खारो यमुना जी नो पानी लागे. ब्रज धाम राधा जू की रजधानी लागे महारानी लागे माने खारो खारो यमुना जी नो पानी लागे. The Braj Bhasha is so sweet to the ears. So Yamuna ji is salty. In the land of Braj, there are only 2 water bodies that are sweet. Remaining everything is salty. And we can check when we go next time. Everything is salty except 2 places. There are only 2 places where you have sweet water.
Are those what is it called? The
Radhakund Shyam?
yeah, Radhakund and Shyam.
No, not Radhakund and Shyamkund. The 2 places that have sweet water, please repeat. First is Govind Kund. And second is Panihari Kund. Govind Kund and Panihari Kund are the only 2 places in Braj Mandal that you will find sweet water. Panihari Kund is that place where the Braja Gopis would, every day in the morning, they would come and collect water. For drinking purposes, the Braja Gopis would come to Panihari Kund and collect water. Of course, because of time, Panihari Kund has almost become aprakat now. There is some little water, but it is still kind of aprakat. And second is Govind Kund. Govind Kund is the place where Madhavendra Puri did bhajan. Have you heard the story where Madhavendra Puri was sitting under a tree where Krishna comes and gives a pot of milk?
Yeah.
That tree is still there in Govind Kund, if you go. That tree is still there. When I was there last year, I happened to go to that place where that tree is still there. In fact, I posted that picture on Facebook also. That was the first time I saw that tree where Madhavendra Puri sat down and did bhajan, where Krishna came and gave a pot of milk. So these are the only 2 places where sweet water is formed. So when the friends and the calves, they were drinking water from Yamuna, At that time, another demon deciding to devour Krishna arrived at that place. And this demon was a crane or a stork. That is Bakasura. Bakasura arrived at that place. Maybe we can stop the side conversations because generally it's seen after when the recording is there. The devotees are sitting close by. When you have side conversations, it's like. So those who are hearing later, it's a little disturbing. Bakasura arrived at that scene. It was a crane or a stork, you could say. And when Bakasura arrived at that place, the only agenda was to kill Krishna. And in one go, Bakasura, he was gigantic. In one go, he swallowed Krishna. And Krishna went inside the mouth of Bakasura. And the moment Krishna went inside the mouth of Bakasura, he coughed. He started coughing. Why? Krishna Surya Sama Maya hai andakar Jaha Krishna taha nai mayera adhikar. Krishna Surya Sama. Krishna is like the sun. When sun is there in your throat, how can you swallow it? He immediately started coughing. And he threw Krishna out. With the desire of killing, he swallowed Krishna. But he immediately threw Krishna out. When Krishna came out, Krishna was very casual. Krishna came out, but with full strength, Krishna ripped the beaks of Bakasura. Srimad Raghunath Das Goswami describes, Surapati krita dirga drohato goshtaraksham tava navagraha rupasyantare kurvataiva aga baka ripunochair dattamana drutam me nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatvam nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatvam nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatvam. I miss those morning ashtagams. Very nice. Surapati krita dirga drohato goshta raksham tava nava graha rupa syantare kurvataiva aga baka ripunochair. It's almost like English, ripunochair. The Lord rips them apart. Aga baka ripunochair. He ripped Bakasura apart. In one go, Krishna just ripped Bakasura apart. And Bakasura was down, dead completely. The friends saw this, but were convinced he is not God. A stork or a crane has been ripped apart, but the friends are convinced he is not God. He cannot be God. And Krishna says Krishna loves this type of friendship. He likes this kind of love. Aishwarya janite sava jagata mishrit Aishwarya stitila prem nahi mora preet. Kaviraj, we'll take questions at the end. Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he describes the mood of Krishna. Aishwarya janite sava jagata mishrit. Krishna says the whole world worships me with Aishwarya, with awe and reverence. Krishna says, I respect that. But Aishwarya stitila prem nahi mora preet. With that awe and reverence, you cannot conquer me. I respect that love. God is great. He is everything. Krishna says, I respect that. But that love cannot conquer my heart. Mora sakha, mora pranapati, mora putra, mora sakha, mora pranapati, ei bhave je more kare shuddha bhakti. Mora pati, those who consider me as their husband. Mora sakha, those who consider me as their friend. Ei bhave je more kare shuddha bhakti. Anyone who classifies me in these kind of relationships, Krishna says, this is shuddha bhakti. This is a very tempting verse because I don't know in Telugu, but in Tamil, for buttermilk we say more. So this word has like more. More sakha, more pranapati, ei bhave jai more. Like too many buttermilks here. Same in Telugu, no?
No.
Majjiga, okay. Majjiga से कुछ वर्स नहीं है. वर्स बनाना पड़ेगा. but it doesn't match to this verse. So Krishna says, this is Shuddha Bhakti. Anyone who considers me friend, Vatsalya Ras or Madhurya. Krishna says, this is pure bhakti. But Aishwarya Janite Sabha Jagatam Shrit. Whole world looks at me with Aishwarya that I am very great. Krishna says, I respect that, but that doesn't conquer me. That doesn't conquer the heart of Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Krishna makes his point very clear. So Krishna uplifts Bakasur, and earlier he uplifts Vatsasur. So in the land of Vrindavan, the second demon who was killed was Bakasur. And who was the first? So who are the demons who are killed till now? Wait, not you. Someone from the back. One at a time. Putana, फिर Shakatasur, Trinavarta, Vatsasur,
Bakas.
I thought probably circling again.
मैं आपको टोपी पहनाने की कोशिश किया, मेरे को टोपी पहना. Krishna killed or uplifted Bakasur. And finally, how much time do we have? It's 6:47. 15 minutes हो मुझे पता है 7 तक है but
7:30?
7:30. What time did we start? 5?
Yeah, 5:10 something.
5:10. So which means only 1.5 hours is done.
Yeah.
We still have 1.5 hours.
Go until
7:30, 7:20.
7:10.
Don't worry, whatever time you will say, I will stop when I want to stop.
No, that's the reason we are saying last time.
10:30.
No, I'm just joking.
Not like Radhanath Swami Maharaj.
Maharaj is Maharaj. No comparison. But yeah, 7:15, 30 minutes. 15 minutes over, little.
yes.
So Krishna, after he killed Vatsasur and after he killed Bakasur, Krishna would perform his sweet Braja pastimes. And at that time, our Acharyas very beautifully comment that the demons, in the demon society, there was a wave, there was an uproar. Because Krishna was killing one demon after another. In the demon Sangha, like we have Sadhu Sangha, in the demon Sangha there was some uproar. That our friends are being killed, so we have to do something. And at that time, there was a demon who decided to come to this land of Vrindavan. Because his two siblings were killed. There was a trio. Putana, Bakasur and Agasur are two brothers and one sister. It's one sister. That is why we say, Teen Tigda, Kam Bigda. Teen Tigda, Kam Bigda. What is the connection? It is this. When these three demons come together, Kam bigadne wala hai. Teen Tigda, Kam Bigda. Putana,
Why is there a snake and a bird on the same team?
brothers and sisters. Questions at the end. So where were we? Yes, two brothers and one sister. So naturally, when the sister, that is Putana, was killed, Bakasur came to take revenge. Now Bakasur was also killed. This news spread like a wildfire. And at that time, this demon by the name Aghasur came to Vrindavan. The friends of Krishna, they came to Krishna's house and they called out, Krishna! 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 Govinda! Govinda! Venkataramana! Govinda! 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 Jargandi.
You did not add Edikondalava.
Vrindavan to Tirupati. Rasabas ho gaya. There they say, right? Jargandi. So the friends were calling Krishna. Why? Morning time means playtime. All day playing. It's such a beautiful life, right? No work, just play, no tension about money, no tension about project deadlines, projects going live, no on-call, no project manager, nothing, no offshore, huh?
No work.
No class? No call. मेरे को लगा no class. सामने बोल दिया no class.
It means on call.
On call, right? No on call, nothing. Such a beautiful life. No projects, no project going live, no on call, no manager, no life site issue, nothing. No coding.
Only demons, Prabhuji.
That is demons in this world. There are demons in that world. It's this fun time. At least that should give us motivation. After going there, no more on-call, no more projects, no more going from one employer to another employer. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, give me a job. No bootlicking our employer. Studying for 25 years and somehow stuffing the 25 years of your education in one letter, in one page resume, and then going, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, give me a job, give me a job, give me a job. Literally beggars, just bootlicking. किधर तो कुछ ना कुछ मिल जाए. That world has nothing. So at least that should give us motivation. With this aim, at least we can start doing bhakti. कि वहाँ जाके कुछ office काम नहीं है. No investments, no house, nothing, like no tension of anything. Huh?
They think, अच्छा है, I don't.
So the friends called and Krishna came. And Krishna came with his calves. And remaining friends also came with their cows and calves. And all of them, the whole Paltan, the whole party went to the forest. When they went to the forest, they were nicely playing with the cows and calves inside the forest. And finally, when they were playing this way, the friends came to one place. And they looked at each other and said, look at this beautiful cave. We have never seen this cave. We have always been playing near Giriraj, but we have never seen this cave. And another friend, he said, yes, that's true. We always play here, but we never saw this cave. Another friend interrupts and he says, oh, this cave was there yesterday also. You all didn't see. This was always there. Small friends. Another friend, he comes and he looks and he says, look at this. It almost looks like a highway. It was the tongue of Aghasur. And it was red in color. So you see, in village, when it rains and you're there in the village, the muddy land becomes a little reddish in color because of the rain. And now this is village life. This is Vrindavan. So they say, look, this is like a highway. It's like I-90. It's like a highway. And another friend, he comes and he looks at the teeth of Aghasur and says, hey, don't you think this looks like a marble slab, a marble building? And another friend says, Satyam, yes, this looks like a marble building. Innocent children. And Shukadeva Goswami says, the smell that was coming from the mouth of Aghasur was so toxic. It's as if, Shukadeva Goswami says, as if in a forest fire, if animals are burnt to ashes, the smell that will come of dead animals. Aghasur's mouth was like that, stinking. And these friends were looking. Another friend, he came and said, oh, this is a good place for hide and seek. Next time when Krishna seeks, we will hide here so that he can never catch us. They are making their own plans. And Krishna from a distance is holding his calf and seeing everything. Have you seen that photo? Yeah. Where Krishna is holding that calf? Because Krishna has just started to take care of the calves. That's why he has a calf and not a cow. He's holding the calf and these friends are discussing this way, very innocently. What is the lesson here? The first lesson is Aghasur. How did he become so sinful? It is by association. By his association with Kamsa and other demons, Aghasur started developing these qualities. On the other hand, we have Prahlad Maharaj, born in a demoniac family, but still is very divine. Mrigari the hunter, bad past, but still changed his destiny later. Which means all of us can have bad samskaras. Samskaras or some scars from our previous life. Some scars. We can have some scars from our previous life, but that some scars can be changed to good samskars by associating with sadhus. That's how Mrigari did. That's how Prahlad Maharaj did. They associated with Narad Muni, because of which they were completely transformed. So the first lesson that we find here is Aghasur developed this demoniac asuric pravrti by associating with Kamsa. What does this name mean? We say Aghasur. What does this name mean? You see, our Vedic tradition is such that these names have a particular meaning. In the Mahabharata, you have a personality by the name Suyodhan. What's the name? Suyodhan. His name was Suyodhan. But because of his activities, he was later called as Duryodhan. His name was Suyodhan, but later because of the way he carried himself, he was called as Duryodhan. Similarly, what does Aghasur mean? Agha in Sanskrit means sin. It's so hilarious that when Aghasur appeared, his parents named him, from tomorrow your name is Sinful Das. Here are your beads, your name is Sinful Das Adhikari. Because Agha means sin. Hilarious how his parents named him sin personified. It's interesting. Aghasur in Krishna Leela is representation of sin personified. Because Agha means sin. But now, we know his name is Aghasur. Vrajavasis did not know his name is Aghasur. We have studied Bhagavatam, we have seen Krishna book, we know the name is Aghasur. Vrajavasis did not know that his name is Aghasur. So the question arises, how did the Vrajavasis address Aghasur when he came? Valid question. We know the name, Vrajavasis did not know. And in the Gopi Geet, the gopis answer this question. How did they address Aghasur when he came? They addressed him as Vyala or Mahavyal. Mahavyal means a man-eater. Vesha jalapyayad Vyala rakshasad Varashamarudhat Vaidhyutanalad Vrishamayatmaja Vishvato Bhayad Rishabhate Vayam Rakshita Muhu Visha Jalapayad Vyala Rakshasad. Hey Krishna, you protected us from Vyala Rakshasad. You protected us from that man-eating demon. Visha Jalapayad. Hey Krishna, you protected us from the poisonous waters of Kaliya. Krishna, you protected us from Vyala Rakshasad Aghasur. Krishna, you protected us from Giriraj. Krishna, you protected us from Trinavarta. Krishna, you protected us from Keshi. Krishna, you protected us from Shakatasur. Krishna, you protected all of us from Putana. Hey Krishna, where are you? Because the Gopi Geet, when it's being sung, Krishna is not there in that assembly. The gopis are crying, saying, Krishna, where are you? What wrong did we do, Krishna? You were always there with us. What wrong did we do? You always protected us. When the demons were there, you came in our protection. But now when we actually need your protection, the protection of your association, Krishna, what wrong did we do? Why did you leave us? The gopis were weeping and crying. So there we find they address Aghasur as Mahavyal or Vyala. Krishna, when he uplifts or kills this demon, Krishna does more good to a demon by killing them than we can do to a person when that person is alive. Krishna, when he kills the demons, Krishna liberates these demons. Krishna is doing more good to a demon by killing them than we can do to someone while that person is alive. And this is why Srila Rupa Goswami says, Krishna has a name. Please repeat. Krishna is called Hatha Ari Gati Dayaka. Krishna is called Hata Ari Gati Dayaka. Hata means enemy or to kill. Hata means to kill. Ari means a demon. Or means an enemy. Sometimes when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we say, rather than saying Hare Krishna, we say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ari means a demon. So when you say Hare Krishna, it means, oh demon Krishna. Oh demon Krishna. Oh demon Ram. Because Ari means demon. So Hare means like calling. Like, for example, if I have to call Radha Vinod Prabhu, I will say, Dear Radha Vinod Prabhu. Similarly, Are, oh demon Krishna. Even Krishna will be scratching his head. You are calling me? तारीफ कर रहे हो कि मतलब निंदा चालू है? So pronunciation is important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So Krishna is called as Hata Ari Gati Dayaka. Hata means to kill. Ari means enemy. Gati Dayaka means Krishna gives the topmost destination. Which means when Krishna kills demons, he still grants them Golok Vrindavan. At the same time, Krishna is also called as Hari. What is he called?
Hari.
Hari. What does Hari mean? Our Acharyas say this word Hari has two meanings. Sarva Amangala Hare, Prema Diye Hare Man. This word Hari has two meanings. First, Sarva Amangala Hare. Krishna, by the name Hari, he kidnaps. He takes away everything that is inauspicious in our lives. And second, Prem Diye Hare Man. Krishna gives prem, Krishna gives love and kidnaps our heart or snatches our heart. So he's called Hari for two reasons. Sarva Amangala Hare, he takes away everything inauspicious, and Prem Diye Hare Man, he gives prema and snatches our heart. Now Aghasur, after associating with Kamsa Maharaj, was so demoniac that he had come to Vrindavan. And Aghasur was a python, he was a snake. And his mouth was wide open. It was almost as if a cave had manifested overnight in Brajmandal. These friends of Krishna were so innocent. They looked at Aghasur, but still they could not understand it's a demon. Which means the second lesson is a Brajavasi or a devotee, someone, even if he sees a demon, he doesn't see the bad qualities. The friends of Krishna saw a demon face to face, but were still not considering him a demon. A genuine Brajavasi, a genuine devotee, someone who never sees the bad qualities of others, who never criticizes anyone. Without taking names, one dear devotee friend of mine, few years back, he got his Brahman Diksha. He got his Mantra Diksha. And this was in Baltimore Temple. And Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj was giving Mantra Diksha. I'll just take the name. It was Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. So Adi Gadadhar Prabhu had gone for his Brahman Diksha in Baltimore Temple. And Maharaj was giving Brahman Diksha. And as we know, Brahman Diksha is always done in closed doors. No one from outside is there. Shri Guru chants the mantras in your ear and no one hears. So Radhanath Maharaj chanted the mantras, 7 mantras of Gayatri in the ear of Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. And Adi Gadadhar Prabhu at the end he asked Maharaj that, Maharaj, is there any instruction for me? And Maharaj said, don't criticize. And he said, yes Maharaj. Maharaj said, don't criticize anyone. He said, yes Maharaj. And Maharaj third time again said, don't criticize anyone. Don't criticize anyone. 3 times Maharaj said, don't criticize anyone. If you criticize, you repel yourself away from the mercy of Krishna. And for those who were there few days back when His Grace Shubh Vilas Prabhu was speaking about Srila Radhanath Maharaj, he made the same point. When we criticize devotees, it's not just Srila Radhanath Maharaj, it holds true for all of us. When we criticize, we repel ourselves away from Krishna. Maharaj said it 3 times, so we can imagine how important it is. 3 times he said, don't criticize, don't criticize, don't ever criticize anyone. Even if you are right and they are wrong, don't criticize. Krishna knows everything. Don't criticize. The more we keep quiet, the more we invoke Krishna's mercy. The more we try to justify ourselves, the more we repel from Krishna's mercy. Very strong statement, something that we can follow. So these friends of Krishna, they looked at Aghasura, but still could not see the demoniac quality. So simple. They had a butter-like heart, soft and white in purity. The third lesson that we find, when these friends decided to go inside the mouth of Krishna, they made up their mind that now it's time, we have to go inside and explore this new cave. We have to see whether inside this cave there are some sub-caves so that we can hide there for hide and seek. Only one agenda, playing. Everything is laser focus. Playing, playing, playing. So they think of going inside. When they think of going inside, one friend, he says, wait a minute, what if he is a demon? So many demons have come. Bakasur just came. What if he is a demon? And the other friend say, what to fear? Bakari is here. Why fear when Bakari is here? Bakari means enemy of Bakasur. He who killed Bakasur. Bakari is standing here. Why fear when Hari is near? Hari is near, why are you fearing? And they agree, yes, if something is there, our friend is there. Bakari is there, Bakari will protect. Before entering the mouth of Aghasur, they looked at the face of Krishna. They looked at the face of Krishna. Krishna was so beautiful. It's interesting that Aghasur saw Krishna, but still his heart didn't melt. So hard-hearted. He saw Krishna's beauty, but still his heart didn't melt. Srila Rupa Goswami says, very beautifully Srila Rupa Goswami says, Bandhu sange yadi tava ranga parihas takhe abhilas thake abhilas madhuraya keshi tirtha ranga parihas. Srila Rupa Goswami and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they say, if you have still not enjoyed material life, it's sarcasm. They say, if you have still not enjoyed material life, if you still want dhanam, janam, etc., then don't go to Keshi. Mathuraya Keshi Tirtha Ranga Parihas. Don't go to Keshi Tirtha. Because if you go to Keshi Ghat, you will find the Tribhang Lalit Shama Sundar. When you see him, and when you see his blackish complexion, and when you hear his flute playing, I'm sorry to say, all your aspirations to make it big in this world will be drowned. Rupa Goswami says, enjoy. Enjoy, as much as possible, enjoy. When you think your enjoyment is done, then go to Keshi Ghat and see that Krishna. It's sarcasm. It actually means, oh rascal, leave everything and run. Go to Vrindavan. Like Prabodhananda Saraswati says, Prabodhananda Saraswati is so heavy. Tunga Vidya Sakhi comes down as Prabodhananda Saraswati in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And in Vrindavan Mahimamrita, every verse Prabodhananda Saraswati says, oh fool, do you know when you're going to leave your body? Just leave everything and run to the land of Vrindavan. Every verse is like this, run to the land of Vrindavan. So, these friends of Krishna, they looked at the beautiful, smiling face of Bakari, Sri Krishna. And this gives a very important life lesson. The friends went inside the mouth of Krishna, but later as the story unfolds, we know that Krishna protected them. Similarly, when we step out from the house, it's almost like entering the mouth of Aghasur, because it is toxic and it is poisonous. When we go outside, it's like entering the mouth of Aghasur. We don't know what's going to happen. Just like the children had no idea absolutely what's going to happen. Similarly, when we step out, 1 second, Gaur Premanande, we don't know what's going to happen. Human life is very short. But the lesson that we can learn from the friends is, before entering the mouth of Aghasur, they looked at the face of Krishna and they were rest assured that Krishna will come and protect me if there is something. Similarly, when we step out from the house and about to enter the mouth of Aghasur, we have to always take darshan of our personal deities. Just like these friends took darshan of Krishna, similarly when we take darshan of Shri Krishna, that is our personal deities, even if something happens, Hari Bol! Even if something happens, Krishna will protect. Why? Because Krishna protected the friends from Aghasur. Very important. Whenever we step outside, it will take a minute longer, but that will guarantee that Krishna will protect us. Taking darshan of our personal deities before we step out. So these friends, bindas, they went inside. That Krishna would protect. And when they went inside, the toxic mouth of Aghasur, because he is a snake, so he was spitting venom. Aghasur was so intelligent that he was not even hissing. You see snakes hiss? The snakes hiss. But Aghasur, pura sabha sab, all snakes here. So Aghasur was such, he was not even hissing. So much so that he was not even blinking his eyes, because if he hisses or if he blinks his eyes, naturally, ho gaya na hissing? I could still hear some.
Are you blinking or not?
No, don't worry, you can blink, don't just hiss. Aghasur was not even blinking and not even hissing. So these friends went inside, and the moment they went inside, Aghasur did not close his mouth because he was waiting for the big fish. Krishna is indeed the big fish. Shri Matsya Deva ki jai! Pralayam payo dijale dhritamana sivedam vihita vahita charitam akedam keshavadrita mina sharira jai jagadisha hare keshavadrita mina sharira jai jagadisha hare Shri Matsya Deva ki Krishna was indeed the big fish, so he was waiting for the big fish to enter. These friends went inside, and immediately after they went inside, they fell unconscious, and all the friends died. All the friends died because venom, toxic, poisonous. Krishna understood. Krishna kept his scarf to the side, and Krishna entered the mouth of Aghasur. Krishna entered the mouth of Aghasur, and naturally, just like he did to Bakasur, just like Bakasur could not hold Krishna in his mouth and he just threw up Krishna outside, similarly Aghasur could not take the heat of Shama Sundar Shri Krishna. It was too much, and naturally he threw Krishna and the friends outside. All of them were thrown outside, but the heat of Krishna in the throat was so much that it just choked Aghasur to death. He was falling short of oxygen. He was choking completely. Krishna, go out. I don't want you, go out. But Krishna is not ready to leave. Krishna is such a personality. It will take time for Krishna to appear in the heart. But once Krishna appears in the heart, even if you want, Krishna will not leave. It's like one Prabhupada disciple was given an example. You have a plastic bottle and you have a crooked object. The crooked object will never go inside a plastic bottle. But if it goes inside, it will never come out. Krishna is like that. He's Tribhang Lalit, he's crooked. He sees crooked, he stands crooked, he speaks crooked, his actions are crooked. Everything is crooked. His name is crooked. Krishna, we discussed this. Devanagari, Krishna. But once he goes inside the heart, Krishna never comes. And here was Aghasur, himself coming from Mathura to Vrindavan to want Krishna's association. How can Krishna leave that person? Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhamam paramamama. Krishna says, those who come to my abode, don't go back. It holds true for the demons also. The demons come to Vrindavan. Aga, Baka, Shaka, Taka, Putana, everyone, they come to Vrindavan. They don't go back. Aghasur was choked, completely choked to death. when Aghasur was killed completely, the friends, he was still convinced. He's one amongst us. What's the big deal? Stop bragging. You are just one among us. It's the only thing is probably your complexion is different. You are just one among us. Krishna, don't brag so much. You're not someone great. Tumi kona pada lok. What kind of big man are you? Tumi ami sham. We are equals. Sakha shuddha sakhya kare skanda arohan. Tumi kona pada lok. Tumi ami sham. They would keep their hand on the shoulder of Krishna. And with full authority they would say, what kind of big man are you? We are same. In fact, not same, Krishna, we are better than you, because when we wrestle, we defeat you. Which means we are better than you. Vatsasur was killed in front of their eyes. Bakasur was killed in front of their eyes. Aghasur was killed in front of their eyes. Shakatasur was killed in front of their eyes. But full conviction, our friend is not God. And Krishna doesn't understand this love. What love is this? I am demonstrating so many godly abilities. They are still convinced I am a normal person. This attracts Krishna's heart. Krishna is looking for this. This loving relationship where we keep his godhood to the side and accept his boyhood. We accept him as a mere mortal boy in Vrindavan and keep the Godhead to the side. Vrindavan consciousness is where we accept Krishna as a normal boy. When we accept Krishna as Bhagavan, that is Dwarakadish consciousness. That is Mathura consciousness. But if we want to enter this transcendental land of Braj, in the truest sense, that can be entered when we are convinced in the heart that Krishna is not God. And that happens over a period of lifetimes together. That transition from Vaidhi sadhana bhakti to Ragatmika sadhana bhakti or Raganuga sadhana bhakti. Raghanuga sadhana bhakti, those who follow Raganuga are called as Ragatmika. That transition takes many, many, many lifetimes together. But that transition can happen in one lifetime when we associate with a genuine Brajavasi who has Vrindavan in his heart. The choice is up to us. How much fast or how much late we want to go to Krishna is upon us. The more we associate with Brajavasis, those who carry Vrindavan in their heart, faster we go to Krishna. Because we want to Golok Vrindavan. So naturally to go to Golok Vrindavan, if we can get a recommendation from a Brajavasi, it just accelerates the process. So association with a very high class sadhu is the only way we can progress on this path of bhakti. Aghasur was killed. After Aghasur was killed, the children were revived just by Krishna's glancing. Krishna just glanced at all of them and the children came back to their external consciousness. So this pastime of Aghasur, to wrap up, this pastime of Aghasur, we can draw parallels with Srila Prabhupada's coming to America. The friends of Krishna entered the mouth of Aghasur that was toxic. Similarly, Prabhupada entered America. He entered New York City, which was toxic. The streets of Bowery, still very toxic. Those who have been to New York, seen the nightlife there, very toxic. And 50, 60 years back, it's almost like Prabhupada entering the mouth of Aghasur, just like friends entered the mouth. First. Second, when the French entered the mouth, they looked at the big teeth and they said, oh, this is like the big buildings. They are like the marble buildings. Similarly, when Prabhupada came to America, for the first time he saw skyscrapers. Just like the French had not seen big buildings, similarly Prabhupada, who came from Calcutta, had not seen skyscrapers. For the first time in New York City, Prabhupada saw big skyscrapers. Third, the friends of Krishna were revived by Krishna's glance. Similarly, the hippies were spiritually unconscious. They were materially living but spiritually lying on the streets and completely unconscious. They were revived by Prabhupada's glance. Just like the friends were revived by Krishna's glance, the hippies were again revived by Prabhupada's glance. And finally, very interesting, whatever the friends said, everything came true. After this pastime, there was a muddy road that appeared in that place. Because the friends wanted Krishna through Yoga Maya Shakti, created a muddy road there, which was not there before. Similarly, after Prabhupada came here, Prabhupada once he said that New York City was toxic, but because of my disciples, New York City has become Vaikuntha. Whatever Prabhupada desired in his heart when he came to New York City became completely true, just like the friends who desired a muddy road and buildings became completely true. So Prabhupada's entry into the United States is not different from the friends entering the toxic mouth of Aghasur. And just like Krishna came out victorious, our dear Srila Prabhupada also came out victorious. And those who associated with Krishna, they also came out victorious. Similarly, those who associate with Prabhupada's movement will also sure enough one day come out victorious from this mouth of Aghasur. Srila Prabhupada ki jai! Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai! When this pastime was done, don't worry, last few seconds. When this pastime was done, the friends came home and they said, "Oh mother, Krishna killed Aghasur today." Said, "Oh mother, Krishna killed Aghasur today." While in reality, Krishna killed Aghasur 1 year ago.
Oh yeah.
If Krishna killed Aghasur 1 year ago, why did the friends come and say that Krishna killed Aghasur today? For that, please come again next class. Gaur Premanande Hare.